Warzone 3 has a ton of new perks, but which ones are worth using? Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Shadowy, and in today's video we are going to be showcasing all of the new Warzone perks. This includes gameplay with and without the chosen perks in order to visualize and understand the difference. Keep in mind that once you drop from the plane, you already have 5 permanent perks, which include Quick Root Gloves for faster weapon swap, Commando Gloves which allow to reload while sprinting, Tac Pads which improve slide distance and allow for full ADS while sliding, Climbing Boots which increase climbing and mantling speed, and finally the Overkill Perk which allows you to carry over 2 primary weapons. Now, having said all this, let's start with the first and second tier perks, and specifically the Mountaineer perk, which gives less fall damage. In Warzone, this can be extremely beneficial, as there will be some situations where you will have to jump from a tall building or you want to push an enemy team without getting beamed when deploying your parachute. Fun fact, over 300,000 eliminations have been caused by fall damage, so the key point is to understand the maximum height in which you can jump and survive with this perk. So I prepared a list for you guys to make things easier. First of all, a height of 10 meters or below will result to no fall damage at all. Between 10 meters and 29 meters, you will take fall damage, but it will not be fatal. Third, anything above 29 meters will kill you. And finally, obviously, the term height refers always to the vertical distance that your operator is falling. Keep in mind, guys, that these numbers are approximate and are gameplay based. Now, first, we are going to try a 10-meter height jump without the perk, and as you can see, I take more than half fall damage, but when I repeat the process with the Mountaineer perk equipped, I take no fall damage at all. Second test includes jumping from 20 meters, and as you can see, without the perk, the damage is lethal. But if I equip it, on the other hand, I can survive pretty easily without even losing half of my HP. Third test, we are going to jump from 25 meters, and to be honest, this is actually a pretty big height, and as you can see, I take more than half damage, but still I survive. And you think about this can lead to many great plays, as most players don't expect you to have this perk. So for the final test, we will be jumping from 29 to 30 meters, and as expected, this height is fatal with and without this perk. So that's everything on the Mountaineer perk. Next, we have the Irradiated perk, which allows you to move faster and take less damage while in the gas. Again, another cool perk to use, especially because it's a tier 1 perk. The Irradiated will allow you to clutch matches much more easily. There will be some situations, for example, in endgame in which you don't have a gas max or you need to rotate through gas faster, and this perk is exactly for that. Without it, you can approximately survive in the gas for 15 seconds, which corresponds to the fact that you are losing 10 HP per hit, since the total heal is 150. However, when equipping it, the total time increases from 15 to approximately 20 seconds, and on top of that, you also get a speed boost while in the gas, making it easier to rotate. Keep in mind that this is a tier 1 and 2 perk, so if you want to increase your movement speed in some situations even more, I highly recommend to use the tier 4 Resolute perk, which is the next perk that I'm going to explain in this video. So, the Resolute perk, when taking damage from gunfire, grants a short bonus to movement speed, and as you can see in this case, my friend is shooting at me, and the effect of the speed boost is almost identical with the Irradiated perk equipped. However, the real question is, what if we use both of them in the same loadout? Will that increase the speed even more? So I had to try this out, and as you can see, I am currently standing at the edge of the safe zone, and I have both the Irradiated and Resolute perks on my loadout, and my friend, which is an enemy in this case, is going to shoot me while being inside the gas. And as you can see, my movement speed increases even more, making this perk combo one of the best to have within Warzone. The next perk for this video is going to be the Escape piece, which increases down, prone, and crouch speed. On paper, this sounds like a decent perk, but in reality is not. After testing it, the difference in all down, prone, and crouch speed is not that great, and on top of that, this is a tier 3 perk, and to be honest with you guys, there are so many better alternatives that you can use, such as Slate of Hand or Tempered. Also, as far as I'm aware, in previous Warzone titles, down speed wasn't even a thing. All players had the same speed when they entered the down state, and it was a way faster than it is now. So really, I don't see the point of using this perk, especially as a tier 3 one. Coming up next, we have a new perk called Flex, and actually this includes 3 perks as one. First, we have a reduced combat noise, which acts exactly as the bone conduction headset from multiplayer. So essentially, you have a noise cancelling headphones, which allow you to hear footsteps better. Here's a clip of what it actually looks like. Next, we have delay in triggered explosives. So for example, if you run into a proximity mine and the mine will not detonate for about 2 to 3 seconds, giving you enough time to avoid it. And finally, the warning of nearby enemy equipment. So the closer you get to an enemy equipment, the higher the frequency of the warning sound. So here's exactly how it sounds like.
Gas is closing in.
Next, we have the payout perk, which says contracts pay more in cash and the cost of the UAV towers are discounted. The question is to what extent. Now, as far as contracts are concerned, a bounty without the perk rewards 7,000 cash on solos, and with the perk equipped, rewards 7,700 cash, which leads to a 10% increase, and the cost of UAV towers is now reduced by 50%. Really cool perk to have, can be useful in some situations on resurgent maps, but again, this is a tier 3 perk and there are so many better alternatives. Next perk on today's list is going to be the Shrouded perk, a tier 1 and 2 perk where the explosive damage delays enemy health regeneration, slows enemy movement, and disables tactical sprint when the enemy legs are hit. Can be useful in a couple of situations when you are pushing an enemy team that comes inside a house, for example, using synthesis. The effect lasts for 2 to 3 seconds and the speed is actually reduced by a decent amount. Finally, guys, we have the last perk for today's video, and it's going to be the Shrouded perk. Pretty straightforward, drop a smoke grenade when you go down. Can be useful in Warzone rank play when it finally comes out, meaning that you do not need to depend on your teammates dropping you smokes so that you can self-res. This is exactly how it looks like from my POV and from an enemy POV. So that's all for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Which perk was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is Shadowy, and I will see you on my next video. Take care.